today's show, the Dallas Mavericks officially draft Cooper Flagg to be a Dallas Maverick. Can't believe that's real. What does he bring to the Mavericks? How does he change the Mavericks? He brings a lot. He'll change everything. We'll tell you why on today's Locked On Mavs. Stop it! Stop! The number one pick will go to the Dallas Mavericks. Cooper Flagg will fly in Dallas.
All of five.
You are Locked On Mavs, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave.
Your team every day.
I want to get a city like that.
And welcome. You're Locked On to Dallas Mavericks, your team every day, where we Thanks for making Locked On Mavs your first listen every single day, being an everydayer. Joining me, as always, my co-host, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years, right alongside me, the flag fiend, the One More Thing King. What you got for me, Isaac Harris?
Raise that flag, capture the flag, whatever you want to say, Flag Day. Go buy the $75 t-shirt. It's time. We got to see Cooper Flagg in a Dallas Mavericks hat.
$5 t-shirt.
It's the first time we actually get to see him in non-photoshopped, like a Mavericks thing. And
How about this? Maybe the first star the Mavs have taken in a long time that was wearing the actual Mavs hat on draft night. Wasn't traded on draft night.
I mean, honestly, like you don't want to like try to jump to some like crazy comments, whatever. But
Yes,
getting
we are.
But getting Cooper Flagg
Hall of Fame.
changes. Okay, it changes the course of your
Championship
franchise.
with an S.
We have done how many shows since they won the draft lottery? I mean, just so many different shows since they won the number one overall pick. And
It was 22. It's 22 Cooper Flagg shows since the lottery.
thanks for the content, Cooper. Content Cooper. That should be a nickname. But no, honestly, I mean, a huge day in Mavericks franchise history. There's a reason why there's a party going on in American Airlines Center. This is just massive. Changes the whole course of the franchise.
And so today we're going to talk about how Cooper Flagg changes the Dallas Mavericks and changes the franchise. And we also want to just tell you, who is Cooper Flagg? What kind of player are the Mavericks getting? Who is this guy? Especially if you're brand new and you're just checking in saying, man, Mavs got Cooper Flagg. What does this mean for everything? Let's break down Cooper Flagg, and let's start here, Isaac. Cooper Flagg, a 6'9", 221 pound. Nice. He's added 12 pounds over the offseason, 7-foot wingspan. He's going to be 18 and a half at the time of the draft. So right now, because he reclassified his junior year to go into his senior year, so he went in early. He was 17 at the beginning of his freshman season. He was one of the youngest players in college last year, played for Duke, obviously. And the one-sentence explainer about who Cooper Flagg is. At 6'9", Flagg brings a combination of skill, versatility, and explosive athleticism that fills arenas. He can handle the ball and operate out of the high post, where he's a gifted playmaker, showcasing a knack for finding open cutters and easy scoring. On the defensive end is where Flagg is special. This is the Rafael Barlow special statement that I keep saying because it's amazing. He's the most dominant high school defender I've ever scouted, and epitomizes the term game changer. That's from Rafael Barlow of Locked On NBA Big Board. He's an incredible defensive player, going to be an elite defensive player in his career. One of the best that we've seen coming into college. He's had one of the best seasons in college, right up there with Zion, Anthony Davis. Some of the best college seasons we've ever seen. And he was 17. He was one of the youngest in the draft. He's already played against Team USA because he played that mini camp before his season at Duke, and he impressed everybody. You hear from Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis himself, and many others about how he just impressed every single person.
College players don't get invited to that. Like,
no.
That was a unique thing.
It's a very special thing because he is that guy. He is that special, Isaac.
He really is. I mean, you look at Sam Vecini's piece in The Athletic back a week or so ago. We did some content with it, but he ranked over the last 10 years the best prospects that he has scouted and who he has as the highest grades. He had Wembanyama 1, but then he had Cooper Flagg 2. And I mean, you're talking about over prospects like Zion, Ja Morant, Luka Doncic, like all these players that, Cade, like you just look at the different prospects. Anthony Edwards that's came into the league over the past 10 years. He had Cooper Flagg number 2 behind Wemby. The hype around Flagg is, I mean, he's been one of those prospects that we've seen clips of ever since these high school days, where he grows up in Maine and he has his twin brother, and his mom and his parents are super involved in just his upbringing with the basketball and stuff. And And like you said, with Duke, I mean, he led Duke as one of the youngest players in college. He led Duke in all 5 of the main statistical categories. He was a Wooden Award winner as best player in college basketball.
I thought you said main statistical categories, like the state, because you're
Like
talking
the
about
Maine.
like most lobster rolls eaten.
Most
miles at Acadia Park walked.
The main event is something that he has talked about as a nickname and stuff. But I mean, he was a defensive player of the year, like a semifinalist too, at Duke. I watched a lot of Duke basketball this year. I just don't. It's hard to like say like how much. It did hurt me because I'm not the biggest Duke fan
North
in the
Carolina
world, but just seeing his impact on the floor defensively. Obviously, some of the shooting stuff, it just got even better as the year went along. That's one of the things you're hearing about now, just how the shot's even improving on top of that. But the most like impressive, my favorite thing about him, his tenacity, man. Like you're getting a guy that is going to not just be your best player for years to come, not year 1 or whatever, but like not only like your centerpiece guy, but he is going to be the guy that is going to outwork everyone too. And that's where he's going to captivate Mavs fans of the diving after balls, the hollering, the high flying blocks, the posters he's going to have on people. Like he just wants it. Go back to that thing that you could read about how his mom said, calls it the crazy eyes, that he's got the crazy eyes, that she can see it. And he's like, when he's got those eyes, man, it's like, it's on then. That's the competitive Cooper that she knows and raised. And that's just so much fun. It's so much fun to root for too.
It's going to be so easy to root for him. I've been
to
so many Mavericks games in my career covering this team, and Mavs fans love a good offensive rebound. They love a good hustle play. They love anytime somebody gets a possession that they didn't necessarily deserve, right? Like they go after it and get it. He's going to go after it and get those. He's going to get those blocks. He's going to get those rebounds. He's going to never stop. He's going to go out there and he's going to continue to work to try to get better, because that's another thing we've learned about him. One of the biggest concerns that every scout that I read or talked to had about Cooper Flagg going into this season was, what's his shot going to look like? And you mentioned it. Yeah. He improved on his 3-point shot. He shot 38% from 3. He shot like 44% from 3 in conference play at the back end of his Duke season. And so he has been this player that has added to his game, has worked, and he can do basically everything. Like we've done all these episodes on Cooper Flagg because there's so many different facets of his game that we can talk about and get into. He's not this guy. It's like, all right, well, he's an elite athlete, but if the skills don't catch up, if the 3-point shot doesn't catch up, then we don't know what he is in the NBA. He's not that. He is a player that can do so many different things. Let's say, I don't know, we've talked a lot about his playmaking and his handle, and if he's run a bunch of pick and rolls at Duke and all that. And what if that doesn't translate? Okay, well then he can do a bunch of other things too. He can spot up, shoot. He can, post up a little bit. He can score off the dribble a little. He doesn't have to play make. He can obviously be an elite defensive player, rim protector, all that. Like he's going to do so much more, even if some of the skills don't translate right away.
Yeah, I mean, I think his ISO scoring is the thing that will determine just the ceiling for him. Like, I mean, he's fine. It's not like it's like, oh, he can't score in isolation. That's not the case. But if he can develop into one of those top tier isolation scorers that can get to their spot, get up and shoot over the top. He's got the size, like you said, 6'9". I mean, he can just, and the thing about it too is 19% of his offensive possessions last year at Duke was running the pick and roll too. Like that's something that's so underrated about him, because obviously he didn't play, the guard spot much. They had Tyrese Proctor, they had Zion James, they had other guys out there, Con Knipple, who can really be a playmaker out there that I really like him in the draft.
I was surprised where he went in the draft.
Yeah, no, I mean, like if you tell me he would go that high before, months ago, I'd be like, wow, that's kind of surprising. Yeah, but it's cool to see how high he went in the draft. But
we're recording this before the draft, just FYI.
But for Cooper Flagg,
we don't know where he went.
It's like he has the playmaking, right? He can run the pick and roll. Yeah. He had Malawach there at Duke that he could throw in lobs to. The different lob connection between those two guys is like, this is all day. And now imagine that being Dereck Lively or an Anthony Davis. So that's it's hard to say. Like, I feel like some people could listen to this and be like, oh my gosh, like find a negative. He's one of those rare prospects though, that it's hard to find a negative. And that's not always the case for number one picks. Like, it's not that way for every number one pick. And he's one of those guys. He's one of those number one picks that comes out in their draft, like an Anthony Davis at Kentucky. It's like, all right, he's one of those guys, a Wemby, something like that. That's like, you really just can't find a big negative at all with him at all. So that's why it's like, you couldn't ask for a better type of prospect to say like, oh, this is the guy that we're going to build around.
And that's why he's going to change everything for the Dallas Mavericks. We'll tell you why and how coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Open Phone. If you're running a business, you know every missed call is money. Money left on the table, which is what Ace Bailey did by trying to move down in the draft. He left money on the table. So think about the last time you had an urgent need, maybe for a plumber or service. I just had an AC guy come out. You know, in Texas, you got to have those AC guys come out as soon as it goes down. If you had anybody that is in your life that has a small business, and they know that you have to get every single client. You have to talk to them. You have to be ready for them right away. Open Phone will help you. It's the number one business phone system built to streamline and scale your customer communications, all from an app on your phone. They also have an AI agent. If you want, they can handle after-hours calls, answer common questions, and capture leads so you never miss a customer at all. Open Phone is offering our listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnNBA, OPENPHONE.com, openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. If you have existing numbers with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge. Open Phone, no missed calls, no missed customers. Also brought to you by Wayfair. They got just what you need. Everything for outdoor furniture needs. New outdoor dining set, modern lounge chairs. They got everything that can completely transform your patio or your deck or whatever you got going on in the backyard, in the trunk. Go check it out and see what they have at Wayfair. All kinds of great colors and styles. What I loved with Wayfair is the delivery. Fast, free, totally hassle-free. Even with larger items, I got a cabinet delivered right to my door. I didn't have to try and figure out how to stick it in my car and try to make it work there and get it home from some kind of big box store or whatever. Don't wait. Make your outdoor space your dream oasis today with Wayfair. Enjoy it all summer long. Head to wayfair.com right now. Shop a huge outdoor selection. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
It's draft day. We're talking about Cooper Flagg. He is a Dallas Maverick.
Finally, it's officially happened.
Now we can talk about the hypotheticals with him on the team.
Yeah.
Not the hypotheticals of him joining the team. So check out our text line, 214-643-8637. We'll text you every single rumor that ever happens about the Mavericks. We're probably doing them all night tonight, telling you everything that's happening with the Dallas Mavericks. We'll give you our thoughts right away. I go to the text line first. I don't go to Twitter first. I go to the text line first. I send it to you. We do Q&As, do all kinds of great stuff. We'll send you exclusive thoughts and things like that on the text line. It also helps support the show. So subscribe, you get a couple weeks free, and then it helps support the show if you subscribe after that. All right, Isaac, we're talking about how Cooper Flagg, what he brings to the Mavericks. We gave you kind of the breakdown of who he is as a player. Now how he changes everything for the Mavericks. He does. The Mavs timeline before they got the lottery pick that was going to be Cooper Flagg, and then now is Cooper Flagg. Their timeline was like 2 to 3 years. It was the timeline of Anthony Davis, this new Kyrie contract, and what Nico Harrison's contract was. And that was it. Then after that, we were looking at a bleak future. I was going to Monarch Money looking at some of my investments and being like, man, we might have to change my lifestyle if the Mavs don't do something here. Now that's completely changed. He's given the Mavericks a future, and honestly, the future is brighter than the present. And Nico Harrison said that this team is built like he wants this team to win right now. That's why he built this team, and the future is brighter now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with the trade of Luka, you traded your best long-term piece there, and all we've heard about is the timeline of the next few years, and which is awesome. Like you're going for it. You want to win a title. This is, I mean, a lot of teams and franchises with fan bases would love to have a team that is going for a title with these big names, Kyrie and Anthony Davis. Like, I mean, this is awesome. Like it's cool, but now you have the piece for the future, and now you have the guy that you can build around, that you can look at and be like, all right, this piece is kind of bigger than everybody in the building because, or at least you hope so after what happened over the past year there. But that's the thing. You have a Cooper Flagg that, and he's like at the position that you need to win at a high level. It's that wing position. This is why you hear names like Jason Tatum and Kawhi Leonard thrown out for him. I don't like the Andre Karolinko comps.
That's like his floor.
Yeah, and it's like he is going to be better than that. I personally love KG. And just because you look at for me, it's like the spot that Kawhi and Tatum don't have is the presence above the rim that Cooper Flagg does. That reminds me of a lot of young Kevin Garnett. So, I mean, you're talking about those names. Like, that's the thing. He's not a 6-foot point guard that you're like, man, he's really awesome. But dang, like, how's he going to play defense? Or he's not a rim rolling center that is like, oh man, this will be a lot of fun. Like, he needs a setup guy that can throw him lobs and maximize his game like a Luka or somebody. He is that big 6'9" wing that can get his shot over anybody, that can get to the basket, play defense. Like, just, he's at the position you would dream it up with, to where he fits literally with anybody. Like, even if you had a player that was just like Cooper Flagg on your roster, you can play them both at the same time, compared to where if he was a rim rolling center and then you already have a rim rolling center, you're like, oh, I don't know if they can't really play at the same time. Or the same thing with like a small point guard, another small guard. It's like, dang, we got to get rid of that other small guard. No, he can play with anybody at the most like valuable position out there. So I feel like I'm just like
sold. I'll pick him. Let's pick him again.
Sold. Let's do it.
He changes so much about the Mavs. He does change the roster makeup. A lot of things that we've been talking about since the lottery are, all right, they've got a glut of forwards and like wings now. Anthony Davis wants to play the 4. You've got, you have Lively. I don't know if they have Gafford at this point in the draft.
I didn't say Gafford's name a while ago on purpose.
I figured you didn't. But at the time of recording this, they do. And so they do have a bunch of wings. They still have Klay, Najee, PJ Washington, Caleb Martin, Max Christie. It's a bunch of wings there. And so now we'll see
Playing
how
a dangerous game listing off the roster right now.
I am listing off a bunch of players, and we don't know. We're only recording this a day before, but you never know what's going to happen on draft night. But it does change some things up. But the Mavs now have they have that spot, and he's versatile though. Jason Kidd has mentioned that he could play some 2 guard, which to me means he can run some offense. He can guard some smaller players, and so he has some versatility where no matter who they ended up trading tonight, he can fit, and he can fit into whatever style or thing that they decide to do.
Yeah, and it's a lot of the intangible stuff too. We've done so many shows about him, but one of the past early on shows was something, just doing a lot of background stuff on him and reading about like his relationship with John Shire, coach of Duke, and his recruiting days. And when he was getting recruited by all these top coaches in the country, of the Calipari's and Bill Selfs and all these teams. And he was like, something that stood out to him and his parents was John Shire wasn't shy about telling him like, hey, here's some ways you can improve too. And that was like a selling point for Cooper Flagg of like, oh, this guy's actually like telling me I can get better, not just like worshiping the whole ground I walk on. And it was part of the process that, got him to Duke. I'm sure some money and stuff helped with that. But it's just like every type of story you hear about him, from getting hurt in consolation games that don't matter and him coming back into the game whenever he's in high school, to his early days of just waking up early and his, family stuff and his relationship with his twin brother, and just what teammates say about him, what his coaches say about him. You can't really find something that is like negative about him. And the most underrated part, I think, that no one is really talking about a ton is, for the first time in like who knows when, I mean, outside of Anthony Davis, you have a young star that is connected with Team USA. Like for how long have we heard about the relationships that's formed through Team USA that eventually leads to roster construction or teaming up in the league? This is something that's not going to matter as much now, but once you get into Cooper Flagg's career, and you got a couple of he's already been invited to Team USA. Like he's been there already. Like he's going to be back. What are the relationships that form through Team USA to where now we could be one of those teams where we're like, dude, awesome. Like we're watching, like he's playing with this player, and like this player's contract's coming up. dude, are they friends? Like body
Anthony
language
Edwards
doctor
loves playing with Cooper Flagg, and
yeah. So it's like, we've never, obviously we've had Dirk and Luca that have played for their respective national teams, and it's been so fun to like follow those teams and kind of adopt them ourselves, or they've adopted us. But now it's like the relationship game that everyone talks about of Team USA and where these partnerships have formed.
last thing for me on Cooper Flagg, there was a video the NBA posted the other day that was unintentionally hilarious to me. Cooper Flagg's walking through. He kind of takes one of his headphones off, and he goes, "Yeah, great. Glad to be here in New York. Excited for this week. Hopefully, I get my name called."
Oh, come on. What about the little goatee action too?
You like it?
Oh yeah, sign me up. Got the little goatee. Bring the goatee back.
Shout out to Cooper Flagg. Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks. Now we'll see what else they do. We'll have more shows on that. Of course, we do a 5-day-a-week Dallas Mavericks show, so we're here every single day, all throughout the offseason. We'll follow Summer League. We'll do all that stuff, and we'll have it here, Locked On Mavs, wherever you're listening to watch this. Subscribe, follow us, Locked On Mavs on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.
Boom.